Ladies and gentlemen, in this world, there's a strange power in other people's negativity. People will try to tear you down, question your dreams, and doubt your abilities. They'll talk about what you can't do, how you don't have what it takes, and why you're reaching too high. But here's the lesson: let them hate you. Their words, their looks, their judgmental stares, don't let any of it penetrate your mind. Instead, turn that hate into fuel. Every sneer, every whisper behind your back, every person who underestimates you, that's ammunition. When they throw shade, use it to sharpen your edge. Let every insult be a stepping stone, pushing you closer to the person you're meant to become. If you're going to chase greatness, you're going to face opposition. Understand that the road to becoming the best version of yourself isn't lined with people clapping for you. It's often lined with people who don't believe in you. They don't see your journey, your battles, or your sacrifices. And that's fine. You don't need them to. In life, people will try to tear you down. They'll talk about what you can't do. They'll question your dreams, and they'll make assumptions about your abilities. They'll try to make you feel small, as though you're reaching for something that's beyond you. But let me tell you, their hate, their negativity, their doubt, that's where your power lies. Embrace it. Take their hate and let it fuel you. When people doubt you, there's an energy in that. There's a drive that comes from proving people wrong, from showing them that you're more than their judgments and limitations. Every time someone underestimates you, they're giving you an opportunity to dig deeper, to reach into reserves you didn't know you had. It's like adding fuel to the fire. Their negativity can be the thing that propels you forward, pushing you to places you might not have reached otherwise. It's easy to take criticism to heart, to feel wounded or discouraged by others' words, but to be truly unstoppable, you have to turn those feelings into something else entirely. You can't let their doubt shake you. Instead, let it harden your resolve. Make the decision that no matter what they say, no matter how they look at you, you're going to keep going. You're going to become so focused, so dedicated to your purpose that their words lose all power over you. If you're going to chase greatness, then you have to be prepared for resistance. The path to becoming the best version of yourself isn't smooth or lined with cheerleaders. It's often lonely, and it's often full of people who don't understand, who don't believe in you, and who don't see the vision you see. They don't know your story, they don't know your struggles, and they don't see the sacrifices you're willing to make. And that's okay. You don't need their validation, and you don't need their permission. The only approval that matters is your own. Developing thick skin isn't just an option, it's essential. You need to become so resilient that no matter what anyone says or does, it doesn't change how you see yourself. This isn't about ignoring everyone else or pretending that words don't hurt. It's about becoming so rooted in who you are, so confident in your abilities, that negativity bounces off you like it's nothing. You have to reach a point where you know yourself so deeply that no amount of hate can shake your foundation. They want to see you fail. They want to see you crack under pressure. The more you push forward, the more they'll try to tear you down. And that's the ultimate test. Will you let them break you? Or will you show them that their words mean nothing? Their hate only holds power if you give it power. Instead, use it as motivation to keep pushing, to keep going, and to keep proving them wrong. And the best part, you don't need to say a word back. You don't need to engage. You don't need to defend yourself, and you don't need to explain. Let your actions speak for themselves. Let your results be the loudest response you give. Success is the ultimate answer, and it's the one thing they can't argue with. When you succeed, despite their hate, you strip their negativity of any value. If people hate you for pursuing greatness, let them. If they doubt you because they can't see the path you're on, let them. If they mock you for aiming high, then let them do that too. Their judgment has nothing to do with your journey. Let their words roll off your back and stay focused on the vision you have for yourself. Because the only way you'll ever silence the doubters is by becoming so relentless, so dedicated, that they have no choice but to acknowledge your success. Remember, if they're hating on you, that's a sign you're doing something right. They wouldn't care if you weren't shaking things up, if you weren't chasing something beyond the ordinary. Haters don't go after people who are playing it safe. They go after people who are pushing boundaries, who are stepping out of line, who are breaking the mold. So if they're hating, that means you're in the right place. Keep going. Let them hate you and let that hate make you unstoppable. When people throw negativity at you, when they question your dreams, your abilities, or the very path you're on, don't run from it. In fact, embrace it. Let their words be the energy that fuels you. Let their doubt become the foundation for the fire within you. Every time someone says you can't, every time someone belittles what you're striving for, see it as an opportunity to show them and yourself just how powerful you are. Turn their doubt into a challenge that pushes you even harder, that drives you further than you thought possible. It's easy to let negativity weigh on you, to feel discouraged when others don't believe in you. But understand this, if you're going to do anything worthwhile, if you're aiming for greatness, there will always be people who don't get it, who won't support it, and who even go out of their way to tear you down. That's the reality of pursuing anything big. But you don't need their approval. You don't need them to see what you see. Only you need to believe, because this is your journey, not theirs. When people throw hate your way, they're often projecting their own fears, insecurities, and limitations onto you. They want you to be just as limited as they are. They want you to stay in a box that's small enough for them to understand, for them to feel comfortable around. But if you're playing to be extraordinary, you have to rise above that. Let their limitations be their own. Don't carry that weight. This journey requires thick skin. Not because you need to ignore what people say, but because you need to become so grounded in who you are that it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It's about having that inner strength, that unshakable foundation that doesn't need validation from the outside world. You're going to face obstacles, setbacks, and challenges that demand everything you've got. And in those moments, the negativity of others can't be what holds you back. Instead, use it as a reason to push even harder. Each time someone doubts you, let it be a reminder that you're on the right path. Haters don't show up for people who are playing small or staying comfortable. They target those who are breaking the mold, who are stepping out of line, who are daring to pursue something greater than the status quo. So if you're getting hate, if people are doubting you, take it as a compliment. It means you're moving in the right direction. You're doing something that matters. Let their hate become fuel. When they say you can't, let that push you to go harder. When they laugh at your dreams, let that be the reason you wake up earlier, train longer, and stay committed when it gets tough. Let their words become the soundtrack that plays in your mind when you're tired, when you're struggling, and when you're questioning whether it's all worth it. Use that negativity to remind yourself that you're not in this for approval. You're in this to prove to yourself what you're capable of. And here's the truth, you don't owe anyone an explanation. You don't have to defend yourself, you don't have to argue back, and you don't have to change their minds. The best response you can give is action. Keep moving forward. Keep doing the work. Let your results speak for themselves. When you succeed, when you reach that next level, that's the only answer you'll ever need. Success speaks louder than any words, and it silences doubters in a way that arguments never could. So let them hate you. Let them think you're crazy, that you're aiming too high, or that you're not good enough. Their judgment has nothing to do with your journey. Stay focused on what you're building, on the person you're becoming, and let their words roll off you like water off a rock. Remember, their negativity can't touch you unless you let it. The real test of your strength isn't about pleasing others or getting them to support you. It's about staying true to your purpose, even when no one else sees it. It's about pressing on when people doubt you, when they discourage you, and when they try to make you feel small. And when you reach your goals, when you achieve what they said you couldn't, that's the moment their hate will lose all power. So keep pushing, keep working, and keep proving to yourself that you are stronger than anyone's doubt, that you are greater than anyone's limitations. Let them hate you. It's a sign that you're doing something right. And when you rise to the top, when you achieve what they thought was impossible, their hate will become nothing but noise in the background. Use it as fuel and let it make you unstoppable. Let them talk, let them sneer, let them judge, but don't let it touch the core of who you are. The truth is, people will always have something to say, especially when you're daring to do something different, something bold, or something that stretches the limits of what's expected. You could spend your entire life trying to please them, bending yourself to fit their expectations, but what would that get you? The only thing you gain from that is a life that isn't truly yours. If you want to grow, if you want to succeed, you have to get comfortable with the idea that people will dislike you for it. They'll criticize your dreams, they'll doubt your ambitions, and they'll judge your choices. And you know what? That's okay. You don't need everyone to understand your journey because it's not theirs to understand. It's yours to live, and you're the one who has to put in the work, who has to face the challenges, and who has to endure the long nights and the sacrifices. Let them hate. Let them doubt. It's all fuel for your journey. People project their own limitations onto others all the time. When they say you can't do something, it's often because they believe they couldn't do it themselves. They're afraid, insecure, or simply unable to imagine a world where people break out of the molds they're used to. Let their disbelief become your motivation. Let it be the thing that pushes you forward when you're tired, when you feel like giving up, and when the road seems too tough. Their hate is nothing more than a reflection of their own inner struggles, and it doesn't have to define you. Use it instead as a reason to prove them wrong. Having thick skin isn't about being numb or immune to what people say. It's about being so confident in your vision that their words lose power over you. It's about grounding yourself so deeply in your purpose that no amount of negativity can shake you. You are the one who knows the sacrifices you've made, the obstacles you've overcome, and the battles you've fought. You don't need anyone else to validate those things for you. Your journey is between you and the goals you've set. Let them hate it doesn't change your path. When people doubt you, that's your cue to double down on your efforts. Let their hate be the fire that drives you to push harder, to go further, to stay committed no matter what. Because at the end of the day, results speak louder than any words. You don't need to argue back, defend yourself, or even acknowledge their negativity. All you need to do is keep showing up, keep working, and let your success be the loudest response. The people who hated on you, who doubted you, they won't have anything to say once they see you've made it. If they're hating on you, that's a sign you're doing something right. Haters don't waste their time on people who are average, who play it safe, who blend into the background. They target those who stand out, who have the courage to break boundaries and aim higher. So if you're facing hate, wear it as a badge of honor. It means you're pushing beyond the limits that others set. And that's exactly what it takes to reach greatness. Stay focused on your vision. Remember why you started. Remember the goals you set for yourself, the reasons you committed to this path in the first place. Let their hate remind you of the things you're working for, the things you're willing to fight for. It's not about them, it's about you and the life you want to build, the person you want to become. Every time they doubt you, let that be a reminder that you're on the right path. At the end of the day, you're not here to win everyone's approval. You're here to fulfill your potential, to chase your dreams, and to live a life that's true to you. The hate, the judgment, the doubt, that's all just background noise. When you reach the top, when you've accomplished what they said you couldn't, their opinions will be nothing more than a faint echo. All that will matter is that you believed in yourself, that you stayed true to your path, and that you didn't let anyone else's negativity hold you back. So let them hate. Let their doubt fuel your drive. Let their negativity strengthen your resolve. And let their judgment remind you that you're on a path that only a few dare to take. Use it all to push you forward and let it make you unstoppable. Because when you succeed, when you reach that place you've been working toward, their words will have no power. They'll be left with nothing but silence while you stand strong, knowing you rose above it all. You're on a path they don't understand, and that's okay. People will always have opinions, judgments, and expectations of what you should or shouldn't do, especially if you're aiming high and pushing boundaries. When they doubt you, criticize you, or try to bring you down, don't let it shake you. Instead, let their negativity become the fuel that drives you even harder. Let them hate, because their opinions are not what define you, your actions do. When you're pursuing greatness, Criticism and doubt come with the territory. Not everyone will understand your dreams, and many people will even try to discourage you. Some will hate simply because you're doing something they're too afraid to attempt. Others will judge you because your success highlights their own insecurities. Let them have their opinions, but don't let their words touch the core of who you are. Remember, if they're hating, it means you're making moves. They wouldn't care if you were doing something ordinary. You don't need the approval of others to validate your journey. Your purpose, your goals, and your dreams don't depend on whether someone else understands or supports them. The truth is, the more you try to please everyone, the more you lose touch with yourself. At some point, you have to let go of the need for outside validation and focus on what's real, your own commitment to your journey, your passion, and your relentless drive to achieve what you've set out to do. Their negativity is just noise. You have to develop a level of mental toughness where words, judgment, and doubt simply bounce off of you. This doesn't mean pretending that negativity doesn't affect you. It means becoming so rooted in your purpose that their hate can't sway you. When you're so focused on your path, on your goals, and on your growth, there's no space for doubt or fear. Let their opinions remind you of how far you've come and how much you're willing to keep going, no matter what anyone else thinks. There will always be people who don't believe in you. They'll say you're aiming too high or that you don't have what it takes. They'll talk behind your back, laugh at your dreams, and dismiss your ambitions. That's their problem, not yours. Their hate is a reflection of their own limitations, their own inability to see beyond their comfort zones. Don't let their small-mindedness shrink your potential. Instead, let it fuel you. Let it become the energy you draw on when the journey gets tough, when obstacles arise, and when self-doubt tries to creep in. Your job is to prove yourself to yourself. You don't need to explain, justify, or defend your goals to anyone else. Focus on putting in the work day in and day out. Let your actions speak louder than any words. When you succeed, when you achieve what they said you couldn't, that success will be the loudest statement you can make. Success has a way of silencing doubters better than any argument or explanation ever could. If you're facing hate, if people are doubting you, take it as a compliment. It means you're stepping outside of the ordinary, that you're breaking out of the expectations that most people settle for. Haters don't go after those who play it safe. They target those who are willing to push limits, who dare to dream big, and who refuse to settle for mediocrity. So if they're hating, know that you're doing something right. You're moving in a direction that makes others uncomfortable, and that's exactly where growth and greatness live. Let them hate, and let it remind you of your purpose. Every time someone doubts you, every time they say you're not enough, let that be fuel to push harder, to go further, to stay even more committed. This isn't about proving them wrong. It's about proving to yourself that you're capable of so much more than they'll ever understand. Stay focused on your path, ignore the noise, and let your actions do the talking. When you achieve what you set out to do, their hate will mean nothing. They'll look back and realize that their words didn't stop you, that their doubt couldn't hold you back, and that their judgment didn't shake your resolve. They'll be left with nothing but silence while you stand strong, knowing you overcame every obstacle, every criticism, and every ounce of doubt they threw at you. Let them hate. Let their doubt become the fuel that drives you forward. Let their words remind you of the strength and resilience you carry within. And when you reach the top, when you've achieved what they thought was impossible, their opinions will fade into the background, and you'll know that you made it not because of them, but in spite of them. Keep going, stay true to your path, and let their hate make you unstoppable. When you decide to walk your own path, to reach for something beyond the ordinary, you're going to stir up opinions, judgments, and criticism. People will talk. They'll doubt. They'll belittle your dreams, not because there's something wrong with what you're doing, but because they can't understand it. And you know what? That's perfectly fine. Let them hate. Let them misunderstand. Let them criticize. Their words are only as powerful as you allow them to be. You're not here to meet other people's expectations. You're here to fulfill a vision that belongs to you and only you. They don't know the late nights, the early mornings, the sacrifices you've made to get where you are and where you're going. They only see the surface. And for many people, that surface view is all they need to pass judgment. But they haven't lived your journey. They don't know what's in your heart. What drives you forward? What keeps you up at night dreaming about your next move? So let them judge. They're not the ones who have to live with the consequences of your choices. That's on you. When you encounter hate, when people go out of their way to tear you down, let it remind you that you're stepping outside of what's comfortable for most people. If they're talking, it means you're making waves, you're shaking up the ordinary, and the world doesn't always take kindly to those who choose to walk a different path. But that's what makes you stronger, more resilient, and more determined. Let them hate. It's a sign you're doing something right. Hate often comes from a place of insecurity. People tend to criticize what they don't understand or what they're afraid they can't achieve. When they see someone breaking free, refusing to settle, and chasing a dream relentlessly, it stirs something uncomfortable in them. They're faced with a mirror reflecting all the things they gave up on, all the chances they never took, all the ways they played it safe. So they lash out. They project their own fears and regrets onto you, trying to pull you back down to their level. Don't let them. You've come too far, worked too hard to let someone else's insecurities dictate your journey. Use their doubt as fuel. Every time they say you can't, every time they mock your goals, let it light a fire inside of you. Let it push you to go even harder, to reach even higher, to prove to yourself, not to them, that you're capable of achieving what you set out to do. Remember, you're not here to make everyone happy. You're here to realize your potential, to chase down the dreams that set your soul on fire. That journey doesn't require their approval. It requires your dedication and resilience. And when you succeed, when you reach that level they said was impossible, when you've achieved the dreams they laughed at, let your success be your only response. There's no need to argue, to justify, to engage. Your accomplishments will speak louder than any words could. Those who doubted you will be left in silence while you stand there, knowing you've risen above every challenge, every hateful word, every ounce of doubt they threw your way. The truth is, if they're hating, it means you're standing out. Haters don't focus on people who are playing it safe, who are blending in with the crowd. They target those who are bold enough to be different, who dare to chase something extraordinary. So wear their hate as a badge of honor. It's a sign you're not ordinary, that you're moving in a direction that challenges the status quo. Keep pushing, keep working, keep proving to yourself what you're capable of. Stay focused on your vision. Remember why you started this journey in the first place. Let their negativity remind you of the strength and resilience you possess. Let it fuel your determination to go further, to work harder, to stay even more committed to your goals. You're not here to please them. You're here to fulfill a vision that only you can see. So let them talk, let them doubt, let them hate. None of it can touch the core of who you are. They'll be left with their judgments and criticisms while you stand strong, knowing you stayed true to yourself, that you didn't let anyone else's doubts hold you back. Their words will fade, but your achievements will remain, a testament to your resilience, your commitment, your refusal to give up. Let their hate become the fuel that drives you forward. And when you reach the top, when you've accomplished what they said you couldn't, you'll know you did it not because of them, but in spite of them. Keep going, stay true to your path, and let their hate make you unstoppable. When you decide to step up and do something extraordinary, something bold, something that pushes beyond the comfort of the ordinary, you're going to face resistance. People will criticize, doubt, and even despise the very idea of your success. And that's okay. Let them hate. Their negativity, their judgment, their doubts are not your responsibility. They are merely the background noise of your journey. Focus on what truly matters: your purpose, your growth, and your unwavering commitment to the life you're building. Understand that the criticism you face often has nothing to do with you. People project their own insecurities, fears, and frustrations onto others, especially those who refuse to stay in the same box. When they see you pushing boundaries, reaching for something greater, it's like holding up a mirror to everything they gave up on or were too afraid to try. Rather than facing their own fears, they choose the easier path to criticize, to mock, to judge. Let them hate because it's a reflection of their inner struggles, not yours. Your journey is about fulfilling a vision that is uniquely yours. You don't need anyone else's validation or approval. The reality is that if you're waiting for people to understand your dreams, you'll be waiting forever. They don't have your perspective, your drive, or your experiences. They can't see what you see or feel the fire within you. Let them doubt. Let them misunderstand. Your purpose isn't dependent on their understanding or acceptance. When they throw negativity your way, let it be the fuel that drives you harder. Every word, every doubt, every sneer is energy you can use to keep moving forward. Embrace their hate as a reminder of how far you're willing to go and how committed you are to the path you've chosen. Let it push you to work harder, to stay disciplined, to prove to yourself, not to them, that you are capable of achieving what you set out to do. There will always be people who want to see you fail. They may say it's impossible, that you don't have what it takes, or that you're wasting your time. But remember, their words don't define you, your actions do. And every step you take, every milestone you achieve is a testament to your strength, resilience, and commitment. You're not here to prove them wrong. You're here to prove yourself right. Your journey is personal. It's not about winning their approval or convincing them to support you. It's about becoming the person you know you're capable of being, regardless of who believes in you. If you're facing criticism, if you feel the weight of other people's negativity, take it as a sign that you're doing something worth noticing. Haters don't target those who blend in. They focus on people who stand out, who dare to be different, who have the courage to go after something extraordinary. Let them hate. It's a badge of honor, a signal that you're challenging the status quo. Wear it with pride and keep pushing forward. Their words are just words. They don't have the power to change your reality unless you let them. You have the strength to rise above the noise, to stay grounded in your purpose, to keep pushing forward despite the negativity. Every time they say you can't, every time they mock your dreams, let it fuel the fire within you. Use it as motivation to stay focused, to stay disciplined, to outwork and outlast every obstacle in your path. And when you succeed, when you reach the goals you've been working toward, their hate will mean nothing. They'll look back and see that their doubts, their criticisms, their judgments couldn't stop you. They'll realize that all their negativity was powerless in the face of your determination. Your success will be the loudest response, a testament to your resilience and your refusal to let anyone's hate hold you back. Stay true to yourself, stay true to your path. You're not here to meet anyone else's expectations. You're here to live out your potential. Let them talk, let them doubt, let them hate. Their opinions are temporary, but your achievements, your growth, and your transformation are lasting. Keep going, keep pushing, and let their negativity become the force that drives you to even greater heights. At the end of the day, their hate is irrelevant. It's background noise to a story that's all about you, the one who persevered, who kept going, who didn't let anyone's words define your limits. Stand tall, stand strong, and let their doubt fuel your greatness. Let them hate, and let it become the energy that makes you unstoppable. Because when you reach the top, when you look back on the journey you took, the only thing that will matter is that you stayed true to yourself and didn't let anyone else's hate hold you back.